Hi, this is Barry J. McDonald here, and I'd like to welcome you to today's blog post over at writecom.com. And today we had a look at, it was a personal kind of post today on the blog, and it was covering the topic of how I came back from self-improvement burnout. Now, how I actually got into self-improvement and all the kind of self-development books and video courses and all that came about many years ago when I used to be working I had joined an MLM network marketing company. And I had never heard of Bob Proctor. I've never heard of all the law of attraction or anything of all that until I actually, started mixing it in that circle, and everybody was saying, if you want to improve, if you want your business to get better, you've got to be reading great books like these that are going to inspire you. And if you follow all the thoughts and, all the teachings and all these books and techniques and all this. And from that path, for years I was buying all the usual Think and Grow Rich and all these classics and reading through them. But, as if you've been on that cycle yourself, you've probably gone through all those books, and probably none of them maybe has made a change in your life, and you're always feeling maybe that there's something wrong with you, that it's not the book's fault, that there's something wrong with you. And, from that then I learned a little bit about EFT, and then I learned about affirmations, and I learned about all those different things. And it came to a stage where I was just totally overloaded. I was tapping for this, I was chanting for that, I was doing affirmations for the other, and it all just got to me so much that I was having panic attacks, and my life just wasn't going where I wanted to be. And I just kind of, from going back to reading all those books, it was just that I was to blame for everything. And then it came to a stage where I was wondering then, was it something maybe that I had done in the past life? Was it the program, the negative programming that I got from my parents? Was it, all these different things? Was it karma? Was it what? And, all those things just slowly just built on top. It just, as I said, it came to the stage where I was having panic attacks. And I'd love to say I turned it all around and, I've come back 100%. But the thing that made a big difference was when I was hanging out in Dan Meredith's Coffee with Dan Facebook group, and I just asked people in the group. There's a lot of successful people and a lot of down to earth, who would tell you the truth and not kind of give you the usual kind of Facebook fluff. And I just had put a post up there saying that, that this was the stage that my life was at, and what did they recommend. And if you can imagine somebody doing like a digital double take, that's what happened in the group. And I'd say instantly, within about 5 minutes, I had probably about 10 people get back to me straight away, just saying that, just to ditch all that stuff beside it, that basically there's nothing wrong with you. This sometimes all these books actually make you, codependent on the books that the other books that they're selling, the video courses or the techniques and all this, and you need to keep buying all this stuff. So it's like getting on a treadmill that you can't get off. Like you have to constantly keep up to keep ahead, but you don't really need all that. Sometimes you're probably better off not actually knowing this. Like when you think about all the successful people, like there's probably millionaires out there that's never opened Think and Grow Rich, or never heard of affirmations, or you never heard of EFT, or never heard of Bob Proctor or the law of attraction or any of these things, and it's not holding them back at all. What the group told me on Facebook was that a lot of people substitute doing all these things rather than taking actions. They feel they have to get everything lined up properly before they can go and write that first book, before they can make a video course or put up a website that needs to be chanting and tapping, and, all those things have to be lined up. All the ducks have to be in a row. And then once everything is perfect, well, then everything that they create then after that, is going to be 100%, a great result. They're never going to have any negative feedback from bad reviews from other books and, all the things. And it's totally just ridiculous when I think about it now, and you kind of standing on the outside and looking in. And the one thing that they hammered into me over and over again was just to take action, even if it's improper action. Take action, and you're going to learn something from that action. You're going to see what the results were like. If the results were poor, well, then take better action, and see what the results are like that. So basically, all I highly recommend you do is to take action. Have a look at the results on the other side. If the results aren't what you like, take better action. Have a look, talk to somebody who's doing better, who's getting better results than you, and find out what the actions they're taking. But if you find yourself swept up at all this self-development, stuff, and your head's spinning and you're not taking action, you're never going to go anywhere. Just remember, first of all, that you are perfect the way you are. There's a reason you are the way you are. You've got a life experience that nobody else has, and from all that life experience and all that you've gone through, there's so many great products in you. There's so many great books in you. There's so many ways you can teach people how to do things that you've discovered from your own life and from the people that have met your life. You don't need to rinse all that away to to be the perfect example to everybody. You're better off actually having all those kind of rough edges to you, because it makes you more human, it makes you more down to earth, and it's easy for people to relate to you. It's better, if you imagine two business people and one has been, clean cut and has been successful the very first day, and then you find somebody maybe who's slept on a park bench maybe for 6 months and then slowly turned their life around. Maybe they were a drug addict, maybe they were an alcoholic, and all of a sudden they turned their life around and they became a millionaire. You're going to gravitate to the second person because they're flawed, and you want to find out, how did they get through what they did. The first person, you're never going to learn anything from them, because they have no mistakes, or nothing that you can get any kind of experience, any kind of advice from. It's the other person, the person who's gone through it all, who's had the rough time, who has the rough edges. They're the kind of people that you should be looking out for. So this has been an unusual blog post for me. It's a bit of a personal thing. And for anybody who's out there, again, as I said, who is on the self-improvement or self-development treadmill and they just can't seem to get off, I'm just telling you now that, it's easy to, and just step back and have a look at yourself and stop looking for flaws in yourself, because if you look for flaws in yourself, you're always going to find, you're always going to find what you're looking for. To quote YouTube. So this has been Barry J. McDonald. This has been today's blog post over at writecom.com. And if you're into writing at all, or you'd like to get started in writing and, tell the world about some of those flaws that you had, or the life experience that you want to share with the world, I highly recommend you drop by, because we've got 2 great free reports at the moment. One of them is how to sell more books, and the other one is 10 ways to make money from writing. So if you'd like to drop by, say hi, or to pick up the 2 reports, you're very welcome, and I'm glad to see you over there. So take care and have a great day. Bye bye.